time suckers.
Yeah. I mean, time is what we need the most and what we actually use up, in the worst possible way a lot of the times.
A lot of the time we don't realise how much time we actually use up without it actually giving us any sense of fulfillment or satisfaction. And that's what we're going to be talking about
in
this week's episode of
Get Real with the English
Sisters. Do come and say hi on YouTube and subscribe. Our YouTube channel is growing and you can watch the podcast there too. And come and say hi on Instagram. So what do we waste time on the most?
I think I know what I waste the time on. I mean, sometimes when I just scroll through Instagram, it just keeps me... I'm like a zombie. I'll just go through one reel and another reel and just think... I mean, I'm quite aware of it.
Yeah.
But I think I'm like drugged out by it. And
Really?
I can just scroll through it and I have a little laugh and then scroll through something else and just sort of get like almost hypnotized by it. By my own, by the feed that's on Instagram. So I know this is what happens to so many people. And I might have wanted to go on Instagram because I actually wanted to post something for business.
Yes. So that was the excuse.
Yeah, that's the excuse. You open up the app and then I find something else on the feed and I find that I might, I get distracted. Yeah, I don't actually waste that much time.
But do you enjoy it afterwards? Does it give you something? Does it make you feel fulfilled?
No, not really. It might give me a little laugh or sometimes they're cooking things that give me ideas, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the other day I was watching Jamie Oliver in the middle of the work. My work day, I was supposed to be posting something about work. And then Jamie Oliver popped up and he started talking about this delicious tiramisu and how to make it. I
think if you still remember it, it's quite good. Because means that means you were quite mindful of what you were watching. You weren't just going through like a zombie.
You're right, yeah. I did remember that, yeah.
So I think if you remember it, but I think when you don't remember what you were doing and you just like mindlessly...
Yeah, those funny cat ones, where you
one
don't...
funny cat is cute because it might give you a laugh, but I think that's what we have to be aware of, isn't it?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So I think it's okay, but, be wary of that if you are the kind of person that, goes on a zombie and it just sucks away your time, maybe just... don't do it.
Because there is a difference between enjoying and having a form of entertainment and what we are talking about today, which is the sucking of your time.
Yeah, that actually makes you feel drained at the end of it.
Yes, because you feel like, oh no, it was 10 a.m. and now it's like 12. What have I done? I wanted to do this and I wanted to do that. And then that sense of frustration comes about.
And guilt.
And anxiety.
Yeah.
So that's what we want to avoid. It's not the scrolling when you're just, taking a coffee break or something and having a little laugh. And you are very well entitled to do that. But
But I think even when you're having a coffee break, if it does make you feel fulfilled, but if you're going to be more fulfilled by just chatting to one of your colleagues or doing something else, maybe doing like, something that's going to make you feel more... like fulfilled.
Yeah, more like
aware. Maybe going through like some notes you'd taken for something or, doing something that's going to make you feel more fulfilled. I think that's the question you have to ask yourself. Does this relax me? Does it make me feel fulfilled? Does it entertain me? Because there is good value to entertainment, isn't there?
Oh, definitely. You need to relax. For goodness sake, I mean, sometimes like on Netflix, I do think, I'm just sort of, am I just wasting my time away watching this program over and over again?
Because you do watch it over and over again.
I do, yeah. Like I have a series and I'll just watch it. I practically know everything they're going to say. But hey, I'm not wasting my time because I think it's relaxing me and it's something that's familiar and it's sort of providing me with some kind of calm.
I think that's relaxing you, if it really is relaxing you. But you might have to ask yourself, would it be more relaxing for me to listen to a 20-minute meditation as well as watching this?
Maybe. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
that will actually, make my mind be more calm
free,
and more free.
Sometimes I think, like at the end of the working day to listen to a meditation, or for me, since we're in this line of work, might feel a bit like sort of work. I don't know if do you know what I mean? So I was watching a comedy or something.
Well,
just
that's nice, but maybe, limit the comedy to watching like 1 or 2 episodes and then listening to, I think that would be good advice.
Definitely, yeah, that is definitely good advice, yeah.
For me, what I find that sucks my time off is that the Netflix for binging.
Same. Well, then we're... it's the same
but
thing.
I binge on...
You binge on things you've never watched before.
On things which I also was wondering, because last night I was actually watching this Korean drama, but because I can't see that well. I can't see that well. So for the subtitles, normally I would love to watch it in the original language because it's just nice to hear the different tones and sounds and things, even though I can't understand a word of Korean. But because of my eyesight, I decided to put it on in Spanish. Right. Which is also good because we're half Spanish, and it refreshes the Spanish.
It does, yes.
But then I was wondering, is this actually good for me? Because it's a thriller, and some of it's quite dark.
Is it creepy?
A little bit. Some of it's a little bit creepy. I mean, I'm not finding it that creepy, thank gosh. But it is a little bit dark.
And you're thinking, why am I watching this?
So last night it was getting towards really late, and I was thinking, this is enough now. I'm going to stop, and I'll watch it tomorrow. So, but I do think it has given me something because it gives me insights into how Korean, dramas are filmed and everything. But maybe I think the fact that we can binge on these things now, that before we used to have to just watch one episode and then that was it.
Then you had to wait a whole week for the next one.
And now that we can, it does tend to suck up your time.
Everything, isn't there? There's a lot.
There's a lot of abundance.
There's a lot of abundance, in our Western world, and we do have to realize that we need to sort of you don't want to have 10 spoons of sugar in your coffee.
Exactly.
It's like
that's a good point.
You need 1 spoon, to be moderate. So perhaps if you do watch 10 episodes, you might have this overloading in your brain. We become overstimulated by these things, and then we want to stop it. But I mean, for me at the weekend, it's Netflix said, "Are you still watching this?"
Yeah, they always say that to me.
Or when it came up, and I thought, "Oh dear,"
because I put it on in the background all the time. But this, I'm actually watching this properly because if you don't watch it, you don't know. I still haven't got a clue what half of the characters are up to. Really, I would have to watch it with you or with someone else to understand it fully. Actually, my son actually said to me, "Mum, why are you watching this if you can't understand? Why haven't you stopped watching?" I go, "Because I'm kind of finding it fascinating." Why do you think
watching it with me? Because I would explain it to you.
I don't think you'd be that good at it, actually.
I think I would be. What's it called? Now you're going to get me addicted.
I don't know what it's called even. Because, they give it these funny names that aren't even their original names. I can't even remember what it's called, to tell you the truth.
Oh, okay.
So that shows how
I mean, I know why. I mean, I just watch, The Big Bang Theory over and over again. I don't think you would be that
good at explaining it to me because it's very complex.
I'm sure I'd be able to explain it to you. Come on. Right, now when we finish this episode, you're going to show me what you're watching.
Watch it, and then you're going to have to tell me. But I think that half of it I can't understand what's going on because it's very complex.
But
There's complex
it a
characters.
Love and romance?
No,
what's it say?
It's not love and romance. It's a thriller.
That's weird for you to watch a thriller.
I know, because I thought it was kind of love and romance. That's why I started watching it.
Okay, right. So, as far as the suckers, the time suckers.
But I was thinking, I've got this book that my daughter gave me called Violetta, which is the same as what I'm called.
Is that Isabella Allende one? Lovely.
And I started reading it, and I've read about half of it. I started reading it 2 years ago. But it's also an eyesight thing, but it is a bit of an excuse because I can see it with glasses on.
Of course.
And and I was looking yesterday when I was watching this series, I was staring at it and I was thinking, really, I should stop watching this and I should go and read at least 1 or 2 chapters, finish it. I've read half of it.
And then give it to me because I want to read that book. But I'm waiting for you to finish it.
I better give it to you now then, because God knows when I'm going to finish it.
Don't say that. This is supposed to be about time suckers. We're supposed to be helping each other. You're supposed to finish reading a book. We're supposed to be authors. We write books. Come on.
But our books are really...
Our
Tiny.
books are
They're
small.
very palatable.
Is this in Spanish or reading it?
No, I'm reading it in English because she
English?
bought it in England.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have bought it. I would have read it in Spanish, but it was.
You would have
she
probably
bought it.
never touched it again if it was in Spanish
I
as
would have.
well.
I
You
love
would,
Spanish.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would have easily read it in Spanish. The same as if it would have been the same. Practically, there's no difference.
That's true because I've got an Linda book
yeah,
up there, and it's
very enjoyable. It's actually probably more enjoyable in the original language because it sounds a bit weird in English.
Does it? It sounds. That's
Yeah,
funny how you just said that. It's funny how books can sort of sound different, even though they're just a written word in your head.
Yeah,
They sound different.
it's the language that sounds different.
That's why reading is so important because
Yeah.
it does open up the imaginative part of our brains.
which we can't actually see.
No.
But you know that the good news is that I was reading an article that bookstores have actually really quadrupled their sales. They're actually booming now.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And people
so
are
there is
loving,
a
there's
return to
complete
cozying
revival.
up with
Yeah.
a book. There is something
There's a
special about
complete
that.
revival for it, so that's amazing news.
The only time when I seem to really sort of think I'm sort of allowed, isn't this ridiculous? When I go on holiday, I'll take the book with me and put it in there and think, but it's so ridiculous because then I might spend hours watching the same.
Well,
I'm going to be more aware of it.
That more relaxing to read a few chapters.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just habit really. You just click on the screen.
But
and
you
blah,
know
blah.
the books as well. I mean, when I was little, I loved reading books, and I would just spend my life in them.
I remember you were you were the biggest bookworm
so that would
ever.
be a big time sucker because I wouldn't stop reading it. I would do the same with a book as I do with a series. I would binge it.
Totally.
If I could.
We would go to the library and get the books because, you had to go to libraries and then you'd borrow the book. And then I remember just finishing it, especially if it was anything to do with fairy tales, little pixies in the garden and things like that. Because in England, they were so common, those kind of books, weren't they?
Yeah.
In our times. And they were lovely, and they would just take you into these magical worlds of fantasy, and they were beautiful. And I remember finishing them as quickly, just devouring these books.
Yeah, I think I was just thinking now that maybe that is one of our characteristics, that we just like to spend a lot of time doing one thing. So, I mean, I yesterday I was desperate to go out in the garden and do gardening, but I stopped myself because I've actually got a bit of sciatica, not a bit, quite a lot of it.
Your back,
and
yeah.
my back is gone, and the sciatica,
It's gone.
yeah, it's gone on holiday. And I was thinking I would just go out there now
and spend all day.
I love spending all day out there, just working in the garden really hard. I didn't because I thought it's not good for me.
You can't. No.
I mean, I could have, but I would have injured myself even
You wouldn't
further.
have been able to come here today.
Well, probably not. I wouldn't have been able
So
to drive.
it's moderation, isn't it?
That's the key.
So it's your physical body that says no, but where it comes to when you
binging.
screen, unless your eyes hurt or something and you get dry eyes because you're watching the screen too much, there is nothing really that sort of tells you too much.
Except for
the
afterwards, when you
feeling.
get cortisol and anxiety and all the other things that come, but it's kind of sneaky because they're not so obvious.
They're not as obvious, but they sort of dwell upon you like a little cloud over your head, thinking, oh no, what have I done today?
Yeah.
Oh no, it was Saturday. I could have done this and I
Could
could
have
have
gone
done
to the
that.
park.
Could have done so much, and yet what did I actually do?
Yeah,
oh well, I
spend the day
guess.
on video games.
Yeah, I guess I relax. But do you feel relaxed? You got to ask yourself that question. How do you feel? Because the feeling will come up, and it'll let you know whether, and you will know whether you were, you spent your time in a way that was useful to you or not useful
Helpful.
to you. Yeah, helpful or not helpful, exactly. You will know.
You will know.
So, I mean, I made the point this weekend, I had Saturday when I just sort of had a pyjama day, and I thought, no, I'm just so exhausted. I don't want to do anything today. Really? Is that possible? And I thought, yeah, it is possible. I don't even want to get dressed.
Yeah, I have days like that.
Yeah, by the time the evening came, I did feel a little bit sort of a
Frustrated.
bit itchy. I thought, oh dear. But then Sunday I made a point. I go, no, we're going to go out. We're going to go out. We visited this lovely chocolate sort of. It was a fiera. How do you say that?
A fair.
A fair, chocolate fair. where they were that. I mean, I love chocolate, so that was easy to go do. Where they were selling all different kinds of chocolate, and in the end, we bought this chocolate with some spicy chili on the top. It's absolutely amazing, and another one with pistachio, and anyway.
Yeah.
So that was nice though, and I didn't just waste my sort of like Sunday just binging and watching something.
I think it's important to, it's like with everything in life, as we always say, to become aware of what you're doing. And I think once you're aware, because I mean, I was aware when I was watching this series.
You knew.
I knew fine well what I was up to. And if you accept it and you think it's okay, but if you start beginning to think, that didn't make me feel good, this was actually giving me quite a lot of things to think about, so it was interesting. But if it's not interesting, or you think maybe that's just a bit too much, maybe I could have read some of that book as well.
I think in order a tip would be to sort of like put the thing that you want to do sort of
hold.
like. No, not on hold. Sort of like put it near you. So if you want to be
the book is right next to me. I can see it.
Oh, right. Okay. Because if you could put the book downstairs, you go upstairs to bed.
No, it's on the
You
table.
won't be bothered because
It's right next to my where I have my coffee, everything.
Oh,
It's staring at me in the face.
Well, then you really didn't want to read it then.
No, I didn't think about it. I've thought about it now. Now that we're doing this episode on time suckers, I'm thinking about it and thinking, there's this. I think it's a bit like eating when you overeat. When you start feeling that you want seconds, maybe it's time to wait for 15 minutes and then see if you're still hungry and then have the second helping instead of just having it so quickly. So maybe also
15 minutes is a really long time though if you're at a dinner table, isn't it? Sort of
minutes,
like, sort of like that by that
you can
time.
start clearing up and that and think, and then am I still hungry? A lot of the times you won't be hungry.
No, you won't be, no. No, because I'm thinking, 15 minutes, everyone's...
we spend quite a lot of time over dinner, so we could easily have a 15-minute conversation and then get up and have seconds.
Okay, so you say, right now, do you want another piece of lasagna or not?
Yeah, well, wait 10, 15 minutes, and if you still want it, then have it. And the same with when you're binging on a television series, turn it off, go and do something for 10, 15 minutes, something different.
That's a good tip.
And then if you still want to watch it and you're fully aware that you want to watch it and it's, it's being good for you.
That's a great tip. Because sort of pause it and then you walk off.
Yeah, go and do
get
something
away
else.
from it. Yeah, that's a very good tip. Yeah. Don't make it because otherwise they just go on one after another, don't they? Yeah.
Well, yeah, they just go to the next episode and you're just there, and your mind hasn't even really got time to think about. Or when it's the same if you're playing a video game or something.
Yeah.
Go off. Maybe if you're playing a video game, go off and get ready to go out, and then you say, I still want to watch this. Oh, I still want to play this game. Okay, go back and play it.
That is.
But when you're ready to go out, you might think, oh no, it's sunny outside. I might want to go for a nice walk, or walking will make me do my 30 minutes exercise.
Yeah, once you get
ready.
Dressed, it's like once you put your
gym
clothes
on, put your outdoor clothes on, get ready, and then decide what you want to do.
Oh, I think if I got ready, then that's it. I would never be watching it.
I think you're the opposite. You need chill time, so a pajama day, we'd have to stop you and keep you in the house on purpose.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. For me, that would be...
And a lot of you watching might be overactive as well, and you actually do need a day when you're just mindlessly binging on something, and it'll actually be good for you, because it's not always bad for you.
No.
You just have to think, does it make me feel good afterwards? Is it, draining my time, or how's it making me feel?
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. And the same can happen, you can have a lot of people that waste your time, like at work. I was just thinking about like these clients that for example, if you're in the sales force, they're not really going to buy. And they are just slowly, sucking away at your time and your energy. So for those people, if you can, put them on hold, say, okay, we'll see you perhaps another time. I'm busy now, try and avoid them as well, because there are so many of them. And we know about them as well.
In relationships as well, it could also be that person that phones you up just to moan and groan and doesn't give you anything in return, and sucks and drains your time and energy.
Oh my goodness.
And you feel terrible afterwards. Or maybe, you know, don't answer that phone call and just send them a little text and say, look, I'll catch up with you next week or something.
Yeah, a little love heart or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good piece of advice. Like this morning I received that phone call. I really did not want to answer it, but I had to answer it. And it made me feel like drained afterwards. And I thought, because it was like a personal call about my son. And I thought, oh gosh. But I took it, and it did not make me feel good.
Yeah.
I kind of did it for the other person because I knew they wanted to talk to me.
But sometimes it's good to be a bit selfish as well and think about yourself.
Yeah.
Not just think about the other
Exactly.
person.
Because they do. There are some people that need more attention than others, obviously. And, and we've also got to look after ourselves.
I think we do have to look after our own mental health because otherwise it just builds up, the anxiety and the stress builds up, and then it's got nowhere to go. So tell us what you think. Do you have things that drain your time and make you feel worse? I mean, podcasts, they always make me feel better when I listen to them.
Definitely, me too.
I suppose because I choose them very, very mindfully, and then I listen to them just like I'm not binging on them.
Oh no, I listen to them carefully, and I love it when I've actually got time to listen.
Educational.
Like if I'm in a car or wherever I am. Yeah, no, I do love podcasts.
So let us know your thoughts, and sending you lots of love and smiles from the English sisters. Bye for now. Bye.